Yes. Okay. So, hi everyone. So before we start the presentation, we at UNI Culture, we have this culture wherein before starting any session or any class, we share our good things. Whatever good has happened with us in the previous week or the day itself. So, can any of you and one of you can share a good thing? Come on, guys.
I got a match on Tinder.
Okay, that's nice.
Okay. So
Just about today or before
Any.
2-3 days?
Any.
can be.
Yeah, I got a PS5.
Oh, nice.
Ooh, wow.
Long weekend. Yes, guys, you can also type it in the chat box.
Yeah, Neeraj, I can understand that feeling very, very well. No lectures today. It's a perfect thing. I wish we could put that as a good thing every day, but oh, this is being recorded. My bad. Yeah. Can I go ahead with mine? For me, the good thing is definitely a session, because it's like two of the biggest loves of my life's coming together. You and I and Sword. It's nothing better than it for me. So yeah. Oh, wow.
Adi, can you tag someone?
Sure, I'll tag. There are so many people now, I didn't know whom to tag. Rakshita, go ahead with your good thing. What has been your good thing in the past 1 weekish or so?
Multitasking.
I'm really struggling to think of something. जब से पूछा मैं सोच रही हूँ क्या अच्छा हुआ मेरे साथ.
You can always come up with something, Rakshita.
Oh, I did a lot of shopping online and I found really good clothes.
Now, this is actually a good thing.
That's a really good thing. Sanjana will definitely love. Yeah, they hard emoji bhi dal diya. Nice. Yeah, you can tag someone else, Rakshita.
I'll tag Madhura.
Hi.
Hi, Madhura. Good.
So, I don't know, but my good thing is my mom and dad are taking vaccine today. So it's really cute.
Hey, that's nice.
Nice.
That's a really good thing, actually.
Guys, you can type it in the chat box, please. As necessary nahi hai, you have to unmute yourself. Madhura, tag someone till then.
Okay. Dimple. I'll tag Dimple.
One good thing is that I've been trying to stay healthy since the past few weeks, and I've lost a bit of weight because of that, and I've cut off on all junk food, and it is really giving me a nice feeling.
Hey, wow. Congrats. That's nice. Yeah, you can tag someone else.
One second. Venki.
Hi, Venki. Venki, dil le le yaar. You can tag somebody else, Venki. इतना सोच मत रहे किसी को. Okay, tag Sevanta. Sevanta, go ahead. इधर गया ये बंदा.
Anybody else who wants to share their good things, you can come up and share. It's not a necessary कि tag करके ही बोलना है.
Yeah, and if you're not comfortable with
इतना ही tag Instagram पे भी कर लिया.
Ayushi, this is for you.
Bhumi says her good thing is that her parents also took the vaccine today morning. That's really nice.
Oh, nice.
Yep. Hey, that's
Oh, yes.
actually nice for people who love Puran Poli. So yeah, I know a lot of people. Great.
I guess Puran Poli was made in every Marathi household on Holi. Like mandatory dish hota hai.
Okay, we'll have the last 2-3 people who will be sharing the good things. Just share whatever good has happened to you. It's not something that needs to be big or small. It's like could be anything. Anything that makes you happy is your good thing, and that makes it our good thing as well. So just share anything that comes to your mind. Anything good that has happened. And anyone can go there. We are not tag anyone.
I have a good thing. So
Okay.
at work this week, my boss was absent for the whole week. So it was
Wow.
a pretty chill week.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Thank you.
Wow. Okay. We got a lot of them. I woke up early today. Samad, yep. We're so proud of you. Thank you so much for waking up early. And Bemburaj, yeah, online exams, yeah. I finally got a good hold over my car. Now I can drive my mom. Hey, that's nice, Rajat. Wow, you can drive already. Nice. I need to learn driving. Got a dentist appointment after 2 months. Wow, okay. You have a very busy dentist, Srishti. That's good. So happy for you. Neeraj Chawla, online exams are the best good thing I ever come. Fair enough. Sumit, the one good thing yesterday. Oh, sort t-shirt mil gaya finally. Great. Let's go. Prathamesh, from last week I started listening to ISRO podcast. Wow, okay. Rather than songs, and that was something really awesome. Wow, Prathamesh, you do have really, really good things. That's really nice. So happy for you. Abhishek Thorat said that yesterday he reread Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. Oh, that's nice. Wow, you reread. I literally am in awe of anybody who reads. So, Sahil, apart from 16 pending assignments and practical, food is the only good thing. At least something is making you happy. We're glad about that. Podcast is free on Spotify. Oh, okay. That's nice. Finally, Yuga finally learned to drive a car. I've been procrastinating since 2 years. Oh, that's nice. Congratulations. Nice. हमें अब तक टी-शर्ट नहीं मिला. Costume you'll get it. Don't worry. एक जन को मिला तो सबको धीरे-धीरे मिल जाएगा. Pooja said that she has started to go on morning walks every day now. Hey, that's really nice. Congrats. Like I know it requires a lot of dedication and commitment. So great. Happy because UT2 is still some object. I like how majority of the things are about exams. Okay. Yep. Ayushi, you can go ahead.
Okay, so good morning, everyone. I'm Ayushi Pamnani, the SORT secretary for this academic year. And today we have a few leaders from U&I. So U&I is a volunteer-driven charitable organization which works towards educating and empowering underprivileged kids. So I'll let the leaders introduce themselves and then we'll get started.
Okay. Hi everyone, my name is Sanjana Aute and I'm doing my BA and I'm in my second year. So hi.
Oh, yeah, I was going to do this.
Hi everyone, I'm Nena and I'm pursuing my master's and I'm in second year now and I'm also a leader at UNI.
Yeah. Okay, so my name is Sanjana Rane and I have completed my master's in biotechnology and yeah, I'm also a leader at UNI. Thank you. You can remove us from Spotlight.
And I removed on.
Okay, so let's get started. Troops, can you share the presentation?
And let's try to make it as interactive as possible. We have a very interesting round coming up.
Okay, yes. So we all are here for our College Connect workshop. So before, wasting any time, we will move ahead. But before that, I like to give a disclaimer that we have started this workshop session very late, like 15 minutes late. So we might end it 15 minutes late. So yeah, please bear with us. So yeah, moving ahead. Next slide, troops.
Hey, like I think there is some lag.
Yeah, and
Like while I'm sharing. So if someone else can share, I think that will be great. Like I can give the link. Adi, check chat box.
yeah, wait, I can do that. I'm doing it. Yep, looks good.
Yes, perfect.
Awesome, awesome.
Yeah. Okay. So moving on to the next slide. Yeah. Adi next.
Yep.
Next, yeah. So I am pretty sure, you all are yawning and thinking कि क्या boring session होने वाला है. But trust me, by the end of the session, I'll try to make it as interactive and just try to change your mood from this to what you are looking at the screen, to what will be coming next. This, yes, I am promising you that तुम लोग का mood पूरा change हो जाएगा. So yes, let's get started. Yeah. Yeah, but before that we have to follow some for our interactive sessions we have to follow some rules or something like that. So first one is you have to unmute yourself whenever possible, and just support us, give us some cheers, and just feel to interact with us whenever possible. So for the time being, please can I get some oohs and ahs? Just unmute yourself, or yes. Okay, great. So keep up this energy throughout the session, and moving ahead, you all have to turn on your cameras. Please switch on your cameras because we won't feel alone, and it would be really great to see some new faces on a Friday morning. So please, and तुम लोग का lectures भी cancel हो गया, so please turn on your cameras. Yes.
That's a very good reason.
Yes. So yeah, moving ahead, you all have the reaction panel in front of you. So just don't waste time whenever you feel like you should react, you find something very relevant. So just keep on reacting and show us some love. And coming to the last part, which you have to do is you have to just keep the chat box popping. Okay, like if you have any doubts, if you have any questions, just type it in the chat box. Either one of us will try to solve it, and just keep showering with your love in the chat box. So yes, let's get started. And before that, yeah, coming ahead, we will play a game. So are you guys ready?
Yes.
Yes. Can I get some more oohs and ahs, please?
Yes.
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 Yes. So the name of the game is how did I go from this to this? So I am assuming that many of you are on Instagram, and just like me, I just randomly scroll Instagram for hours, and I am addicted to reels. So you might have come across this very popular reels, which is called as how did I go from this to this. So we will be playing something similar. So you all will be shown some childhood pictures of some personalities, and you have to guess who that person is. Okay, and you will have 2 or 3 seconds max, and you have to guess who that person is. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So moving on to the first one, can you guess who this little boy is?
Dhoni.
That was really quick,
Captain
guys.
Y'all had 3 seconds, not 3
Exactly.
milliseconds, but okay. That's nice.
Yes. So yes, he is Mahendra Singh Dhoni. So yes, he was a traveling ticket examiner at Kharagpur railway station for 2 years. He used to go for his practices, and he also did his job. So that is one thing about him. Moving ahead, can you guess who this little boy is?
PJ Abdul Kalam.
Okay, guys. Yes, who else? Any more guesses?
Any more guesses? You can put it in the chat box as well.
Yes, yes. Unmute yourself. Put it in the chat box.
APJ Abdul Kalam. APJ Abdul Kalam.
Yes, yes, APJ Abdul Kalam. Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam.
Okay. Yes, this is correct. Like, he is Sir APJ Abdul Kalam, and we all know him. We all respect him. And you might have, you should read the book Wings of Fire. It's amazing, and just go and read it. You will have a different perspective of everything. So yes, and moving ahead, we have this little cute girl. Who is she? Take 3
Kalpana
seconds.
Chawla.
Kalpana Chawla.
Okay, nice. Okay. Okay, yes. So she is Kalpana Chawla, and Kalpana Chawla was an American astronaut and engineer, and she was the first woman of Indian origin to go to space. So yeah, that is all about Kalpana Chawla. And moving ahead now, can you guess who this is?
थोड़ा time रुकेगा.
Malala Yousaf.
Oh my God, you guys have मतलब क्या research करके आए हो क्या करने वाले हम
ये
लोग?
slide पहले भेजा क्या तुम लोगों को किसी ने?
पूरा stalking करते क्या?
I have no idea how we got it.
Okay, so yes, she is Malala Yousafzai, and she has, she has quoted one quote that one child, one teacher, one book, and one pen can change the world. So we all agree to her, and she's an amazing human being. So moving ahead, we have, yes, I would say this is thoda sa difficult. Take 3 seconds, okay, please.
Manisha, I don't know her
Mithali
surname.
Dorai.
Okay, what else? Any more guesses?
Mithali Raj.
लता मंगेशकर है क्या?
Okay.
Mithali Raj. Mithali Raj.
Indira Gandhi.
Mithali Raj.
Mithali Raj.
Okay, guys. Okay. So yes, she is Mithali Raj, and she's an Indian cricketer, and she has the highest. She is the highest run scorer in women's international cricket, and she's the only female cricketer to surpass the 7,000 run mark in women's international. So yeah, moving ahead, we have, yes,
Nelson Mandela.
okay, yes. Any more guesses? Yes. So he is Sir Nelson Mandela, and I don't think so, talking anything about him would make justice. So we all know him, we all adore him. So yes, he is Nelson Mandela. And so yeah, now this is a very tricky one, okay, please.
Sunita Williams.
Okay, any more guesses? Please, jaldi unmute yourself. Come on,
Queen
guys.
Elizabeth. Queen Elizabeth.
Okay, and what else?
Hersey.
Come on, any more guesses? 2 guesses, fast.
ये लगन वाली लग रही है वो.
So Suresh Raj Rohit is saying Madam Curie, and Virat is saying Saint Teresa.
Okay.
Should I show?
Mother Teresa.
Yes. So you all are right. So she's Mother Teresa, and one line she has always said, and I really adore her for that line, and that is, if you judge people, you don't have time to love them. So, and this is one line that really, just keeps me going. So yes, she is Mother Teresa. Okay. So what do you think the future holds for the society, for the children in today's society? While we are busy building our dreams, they have no alternative but to build our dreams home. What do you think the transformation of these kids will look like? You all have seen, the amazing transformation of all the personalities. So Nelson Mandela, APJ Abdul Kalam, and Mother Teresa. They have had an amazing transformation, right? What do you think these kids will look like? From how would they go from this to something they want to become? They have their own aspirations of wanting to be respected and known in the society, but they have no means to do so, and it's a very harsh reality, but change is the only thing. Change can only come forth when we as individuals accept it, right? The other personalities that you saw had their own struggles, their ups and downs, and but they also had equal amount of support and guidance. Their wings are spread out wide, and now they soar the skies. But what about these million children who are born without wings? And whatever I'm saying, it won't make sense, if we don't see the ground realities. So next we will be seeing some interesting facts about the reality of education which the children are getting.
Okay. So approximately 9 out of every 10 kids in government schools drop out before they reach college. Any idea where they might be going and what they might be doing, or what are the reasons that they end up dropping out of school and not going to college? You guys are free to unmute yourselves or type it down in the chat box. Any idea like why does this happen? So
Financial conditions.
yes, financial conditions.
Some financial crisis maybe occur in the family.
Right.
Orthodox society.
Agreed.
Not able to
Exposure,
get that
resources.
kind of support.
Yes, all of them. Thank you so much for unmuting yourselves. Yes, agreed. I mean, economic status, child labor, poor guidance, the quality of education that they get, everything. I mean, if at all we have to sum up some of the major reasons why these kids actually do end up dropping out of school before even they reach college would be the quality and everything that they come across given the state that they are in government schools, right? So one of the major things would be, can you go on to the next slide? Yes, English. Now imagine when we say they come from a background where they have to go to government schools and all, English being one of the major, one of the universal languages spoken all across the world. Out of 9 of these 10 students who might be dropping out of school might be very bright and they can explain every single thing in their own native language, right? But when it comes to explaining it in English, they just fall back when it comes to do so. And we believe and we know that every language is equally important and every language should be given equal amount of importance. But English being a universal language takes a toll on one's growth. And imagine that when they even pass out, they find it so difficult to even find jobs when it comes to not having proper communicational skills, right? And not just English, when they come from such schools, even the quality of education, moving ahead to the next slide, the quality of education actually is quite underwhelming, I'd say. Imagine that we right now, under this COVID scenario, having online education, we sometimes log into our lectures and do whatever we want to do, right? Now imagine this scenario with the kids of government school. Do you think that they do have enough resources? And do you think that they are getting the actual quality of education that they do deserve right now, given this pandemic scenario?
Yes, the government has made so much assumption in this field. The government think that they are provided with all kind of resources. The government has not provided most of the resources to many of the kids.
Yes, thank you so much for coming forward and saying so, because yes, it is actually the situation. I mean, uh, even we ourselves are facing so much issues when it comes to, covering the lag given this particular online education system. It becomes so hard for the kids. I'll move ahead to some stats where 52% of fifth grade students cannot read second grade textbooks. When I was a volunteer, I used to teach a fourth standard student who did not know what was the sound, what were the phonics. I mean, we had to start from UKG with that kid. Okay. So now, can you try and imagine what might this lockdown have done to those kids? There are almost around, moving ahead, there are 56% of 8th grade students who cannot do simple division. For that matter, when it even comes to reading that particular question, it becomes so hard for them to even understand that they cannot even go ahead and solve it, even if they would know, like, ha, ye karna tha, right? um so why does this happen, so right? So most of them are first generational learners, like the kids from the government schools that we are talking about right now. They come, moving ahead to the next slide, they're actually the first generational learners, and they really do not have people to go back to and show them, like, this was done in my school, can you guide me with these things, please, can you help me out, and all of these things. Like, we used to do that, right? After we got back from school, we used to go to our didis or bhaiyas, whoever are elderly to us, and just ask them if at all we had some doubts, right? But these kids are the first generation learners from their side, right? And moving ahead, they do not really get to choose a proper role model. Like, when we were kids, even though, I mean, we did not know what really role models and all were, but I am pretty sure we would have had a lot of them, and they keep on changing throughout our lives, right? Like, even until now, they keep on changing, right? My first role model was my Lata teacher, who always made sure that I did not cry and I was paying attention towards what all she was teaching. But being a first generation learner, and coming from a background like that, it becomes a little confusing for the kids as well to understand what is right and what is wrong, right? I mean, getting into a good company, or not even knowing, like, who am I surrounded with and what is the right path for me, really becomes a little difficult for them to choose. Where to go, what to do, right? So how can we balance this slide now? Ayushi, would you like to shed some light on how can we balance this particular SAW by sharing your experience?
Okay, so I'll be sharing my story right now, guys. So this is my second year of volunteering with UN. Am I audible clearly?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So this is my second year of volunteering with UNI, and I first got acquainted with it through a similar workshop in my first year, where we were shown progress reports before and after the kids started learning English through UNI. So there was a tremendous difference in the scores when the kid was being provided with the necessary attention of a teacher. The feeling that I would be able to give a child the education that they are unable to receive otherwise was motivation enough for me to be a part of UNI. So that is how my journey with UNI began. So back when everything was offline before the lockdown, I chose to volunteer on Sundays to not compromise on my studies and college activities. So I was teaching English last year, and when I started working with the kids, it was all very new for me. But I think being young works in your favor because the kids connect with you on a personal level. They call you Didi and open up to you about their feelings. So the volunteers become their role models, and they pick up every little thing that we do. And the kids truly treat you like their elder sister. And I have had so many heart touching experiences. So in my last year's center, all the kids were just, asked to draw something. But my student had a small note beside a drawing which said, "I love you, Didi." Now, I have never been in an environment where there has been such a pure exchange of love. So that was a very special moment, one I will always cherish and hold dear to me. But little did I know that I would take turns being a student and the children being teachers. So my student was really into arts and crafts, but she had her mood swings, as we all do. So the only way to cheer her up was either drawing with her or indulging in some origami, which I was completely clueless about. So, but she taught me how to make origami butterflies and gifted those as a souvenir of learning something different. So, see, that's the difference between teaching little kids and teenagers. You need lot of patience, but they have the purest and dearest little hearts you could hope for. And it's not just the kids that you bond with. So last year on Women's Day, a fellow volunteer made customized placards for everyone, which I still carry with me today. It says, "My courage rises with every attempt to intimidate me," which is a famous quote by Jane Austen. Now, there's nothing else that I need to remind myself of what I'm truly capable of, right? So, coming back to the children, so most of these children have had a life bred with poverty, but they don't have a single frown to show for it. They are some of the happiest people I know. You know, during the lectures, there are children laughing and screaming, some engrossed in homework, others sharing a story with a volunteer. And amidst all this, learning still happens. But yes, sometimes you do have to confront yourself that everything you have hoped for couldn't possibly be understood by the child you're teaching. And for the first time, I've honestly felt like I'm in the shoes of my teachers. But you just realize eventually that they look up to you because all they want is love and appreciation. And you merely have to give them a quarter of your faith. And the most rewarding part after this is watching that moment of comprehension when they overcome a frustrating hurdle in their work. And so a lesson that I've learned through my volunteering experience is that to inspire these kids, you have to see everything they don't see in themselves. It's about, finding a balance. You always want to acknowledge the thoughts and feelings of the student while you teach, but also remain an effective authority figure. And truly, it takes courage to allow yourself to feel the distress and desperation of people who are living just 50 yards away from us, but are trapped in lives 50 years in the past. And to cut yourself from the pack and try to help them out. And I hope my experiences inspired you to find the same courage within yourself, because I believe we all have the potential to change lives in a way never imagined before. But all it takes is a leap of faith. So that is all for my story.
Thank you so much, Ayushi, for sharing such a wonderful journey. I mean, it is just so amazing to even hear that we becoming teachers, we being there and stepping into our teachers' shoes and also learning from the kids. Yes, thank you so much. It was a lovely experience even listening to you. Yeah. So how can you as an individual, and how can we, without really, giving in too much, how can we try and balance this particular seesaw? How can we do that? Can we? Yes. So just by teaching these kids how to properly read, write, or speak English gives them a potential to create wonders. And if you don't believe me, I would like to share a small anecdote here. Have you all ever kind of happened to come across these ads? You're free to unmute yourselves.
Yes.
Yeah, lots of
Yeah,
times.
this is a ad campaign run by Amul to promote their self.
Yes, Amul butter ads, right? How long have you been, coming across these ads so far? Like ever since your childhood, or just started seeing them recently?
No, they have run this campaign over a long period of time. They have changing their themes according to the situation going on in the market.
Absolutely right. Yes, absolutely right. So I have a small incident. I mean, when I was a small kid, I'd always come across these hoardings, and every time it happens, so I try to read it. Okay. And especially these ads have a sweet place in my heart, because every time my school bus passed across one, I'd make sure I read it. And now, as I have grown up and I still cherish this memory, I never really realized back then how privileged I was to have found a good set of teachers who actually, helped me read or write or even understand those basic concepts of phonics. Now, imagine you being such one teacher for a kid who had helped her or him read their very first book, their very first newspaper, or their very first article, or their very first ad hoarding for that matter. And now imagine that kid growing up to becoming one who can help other kids who are actually, falling back and helping them read their very first books and very first newspaper or very first ad hoarding. How else can we balance this seesaw? By providing tuition classes. I mean, we all already know this, right? That up until a particular standard, kids do get promoted and they do get passed out, right? Like up until 7th or 8th standard, they pass no matter what. Okay. And even now, the passing percentage has decreased given the online scenario. But the statistics that we were actually seeing earlier, that a 5th grade kid cannot read 2nd grade textbooks, covering the learning lag is something which is quite important, right? So providing them with tuition classes is something that really helps bridge that gap. Like, having knowledge of 5th state, being in 8th standard and being able to read 5th standard ka textbooks, covering that lag would help them, be onto that pace of coming into 8th standard and actually reading their own stuff and actually understanding and getting interested into what all is being served to them, right? And then eventually what do we do is, even though we do not literally give them a proper role model, but we end up, can we move ahead to the next slide, Ari? Yeah. So we end up at least guiding them in choosing the proper role model, or at least understanding what is right or wrong to them. And then there would be those moments where your kid would actually come rushing to you and tell you like how all their whole week went, how did they do, what did they do. If they have any questions, you would be those people whom your kid would actually come and ask you for, help. And that would be one of those best things you might, come across while journeying with us. Yes. And what impact were we able to create in this scenario, like given this pandemic situation? We'd like to share a few notes. Yeah.
Right. I'll be talking all about numbers and the technical aspect of UNI. So yeah, like I'll take you all back in the year 2019, where everything was normal until the December, like when December arrived, and then our dear friend Mr. Corona arrived and everything did change, right? Like no one was knowing what to do. Like our schools, colleges and workplaces, everything did shut down, and like no one was prepared for this. But like we did figure a way out of it, right? And UNI. So we, like in the month of March 2020, we started off with the campaign called as Donate Your Device campaign. So in this, basically, we told, like, it was about, donating your unused laptops or mobile phones or tablets. And then once this was donated, like we donated around 248 devices. And also we did donate earphones and free Wi-Fi's to the centers. So like once the devices were reached in the particular centers, we then started off with two models. So the first model was a Zoom model, and the second model was the worksheet model. So the Zoom model was basically for the centers which had comparatively less good internet connection, and then like the volunteers teach the kids using Zoom as the online platform. And then second one was the worksheet model. So the worksheet model is basically for the centers who are situated in the remote places, or they have comparatively less internet connection. So for that, the volunteers teach the kids using via WhatsApp. And they share the worksheets, like they make a particular group on the WhatsApp where the volunteers and the kids are involved. And then via worksheet, via the WhatsApp, they talk to each other. If they send worksheets, and then they solve the particular session doubts. Adi, back. Adi, you're on mute.
I said sorry, technical issues. गलती से press हो गया button. My bad.
Okay, so talking about the volunteers, Adi next. Adi, yeah. So talking about the volunteers, our volunteers are our backbone. Like they are our biggest strength. Like if it wouldn't have been for our volunteers, like we wouldn't have been here. So this is our volunteer community for the year 2019-20, and then Adi next. So I'll be talking about the journey of UNI Mumbai. So UNI Mumbai started off in the year 2015 with around 3 centers and 70 volunteers and catering around 50 children. And now we are in the year 2020-21 with around 11 centers and catering around 344, 558 children and a volunteer community of 344. So the next. And this is the list of centers that we have across Mumbai. So the first being Kalwa, first in Kalwa, then Borivali, Malad, Matunga, Dadar, Sandest Road, Cotton Green, Airoli, Tilak Nagar, and Sanpada. And here's this project Sunlight. It's a pilot model for the people who like for the blue collar job people, like the people who work in construction sites or the people like for the our building watchmen of and so daily helper maids. So it's like basically they can't afford teaching the school kids in high schools or something. So for that we have this pilot model called as the Project Sunlight. And next. Okay, so how can you make a difference? Obviously, if you have to step up in something, like there is certain commitment or responsibilities that we have to follow, right? So these are the 3 things that we, religiously follow. So the first is 3 hours of commitment. That is, you'll just have to teach for 3 hours in a week. Second being 9 months. The 9 months is like the period of teaching. It's like we have our academic year for 9 months. And then third is the 80% attendance. So it's that the 80% attendance is given on the hourly basis. Okay. And after after this, if the commitment is checked, at the end of the 9 months, you'll be given an certificate from UNI. Adi, next. Okay, so why should you volunteer? So the first is you will lead a movement of change makers. Like you'll work with like-minded people and you'll be able to create an impact. And then the second being brilliant teacher training. So obviously we are not trained teachers, right? But obviously when we are put into that thing, we obviously come up with something creative and something new. So it is like unlearning and learning certain things. Third being a certificate from UNI. So it will be like if you want to study abroad, then it will add on to your resume, the certificate. And the fourth will be, creating a worthy change in the society by impacting children. And third, so how can you apply for volunteering? So now that you have attended this workshop, we'll be forwarding you certain links on your WhatsApp group, like that Adi and Ayush did it. And after that, our recruitment will start in the month of May or June, and as and when, then our team will contact you. So yeah, about this. So okay, I'll call upon Adi to share his journey of UNI. So yeah.
Yeah, I have to spotlight myself. Yeah, okay. So yeah, here we are finally. I have said this so many times, like कितने अलग-अलग meets में हर जगह पे मैं बोल के रखा हूँ, कि yeah, UNI has impacted my life, UNI has changed my life, UNI has changed everything for me. But what exactly am I talking about? So, I thought about this hard and long. I've been thinking about this ever since we decided that, we have to do this workshop in college. And the thing is that every single time I used to go into the thought process of wondering, yeah, I should say this, this, this. I used to come up with new points every single time. And that's what UNI has given me. It has given me memories. It has given me things that I'm going to cherish for the rest of my life. When I talk about impact, what am I talking about exactly? This, when I'm speaking to y'all, I'm speaking in front of how many? 94. I didn't even have to look at the number of people I'm speaking in front of. I am just in my element. That is what UNI has done to me. UNI has given me hope. UNI has given me the confidence that I always wanted to have. I used to always be scared. Oh, I have to go on stage. Or I have to speak in front of people. What will I say? How will I speak? But UNI has given me that thing that, Adi, just go ahead, speak your heart out. If you mess up, it's fine. Your entire family has got your back. That is the feeling that I get every single time I speak at any UNI summit. And that has permeated into the rest of my life. It's not only limited to UNI now. It has become a part of me. What more? So much more. UNI has made me more kind. It has made me more empathetic, more loving, more caring. It has made me grateful for everything that I have. Whenever, sometimes when we go at the center, there are a few kids who are really upset because they could not get something that they have wanted since a very long time. And when I look at them, I'm like, yeah, this is the same thing that I just have to go and tell my parents, I want this, I want that. And they'll get it within a few hours. Or they'll just give me the money and be like, yes, go ahead, go buy it. What's the big deal? But it's not the same for them, right? For them, they do not have such privileges. They do not have such things. They do not have such instances where they can go and just ask for something that they have wanted. And, the fact that I can be part of the community, that would probably be the reason that this will change. That, tomorrow they can go ahead. Like, I'll give you an example. There's this Thomas train set that I've always wanted since my childhood. We could never get it because of some financial problems in my own house. But now, if I want it, I can go ahead and buy it. Once I start earning my own salary, I can go ahead and buy it. And it just gets me back to the same thing, that imagine if I can go ahead and empower some kid to go and stand up on their own feet and earn for themselves. And they can finally go to that same shop and buy the thing that they wanted since their childhood. Can you imagine that feeling of being able to empower somebody? There's no script that I'm sticking to right now. I don't need a script. Why? Because I'm speaking from my heart. And that is what UNI has done to me. It has impacted me. It has impacted who I am. If I would have to sum it up in one line, I would say UNI has made me the person who I always wanted to be. And it has made me proud of myself. It has made me proud of who I am. It has made me proud of what I do. And every single day, I'm just grateful that this community of wonderful people have always had my back. It's about the kids, definitely. It's about the kids. We want to impact the kids, but it's also about the people that are in here. You see these heart emojis, you see everything. You come to our calls, you come to our weekly calls. We start off with our good things. Why? Just to create that level of positivity, create that level of energy, create that level of happiness. And that is what I feel every single time I go into UNI. I have spent hours and hours, I don't know, hundreds of hours at UNI. And this has been my escape from everything that is going on in my life. There are assignments, there are a lot of things going on in college, there are a lot of things going on in our personal lives, everything. But UNI is that safe space where I can go and be like, yeah, I'm home. It's that feeling of coming home, away from home, that is what makes me want to stay at UNI. It's the people. It's not the people. It's not a community. It's not, it's not volunteers. It's not leaders. It's nothing. It's a family. I know that if there's something wrong, I can always go to them. They always have my back, and I've made friends here for the rest of my life. I have also crossed the amount of time that I actually decided to speak because, well, I cannot stop speaking about this. Every single thing that is coming to my mind, I'm just speaking it out to all of you all today. But yes, that is what UNI is going to do to you all. I mean, I could go on and on for hours about how UNI is going to impact me. But I think I should like end it. I think y'all got the crux of how UNI is going to impact y'all. And trust me, guys, at the end of this, I'm going to say one thing. It is not going to be easy. It is definitely not going to be easy. There'll be some days where you'll be like, is it really worth the effort I'm putting? Is it really worth the time that I'm giving? Is it really worth the amount of work that I'm doing? And just that same day, a kid is going to come running up to you and be like, Adi Dada. And just that feeling of seeing the smile on their face and them saying, Adi Dada, all of them, switch on your camera, Adi Dada, camera chalu karo. That will make it all worth it. And trust me, guys, this is not a journey. UNI is not a journey. It's a new life. And I hope that each and every one of you will be able to live this. So yes, thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for your time. And I really hope that you all can join us on this wonderful journey. Trust me, it will be all worth it. So yes, you have to share the screen again. Yeah.
Woo.
Yep. Okay.
Thank you so much for sharing such an amazing journey. I mean, such a life, I'd say, not journey, but yeah, a new life of yours, Abhi. You really left us all a little speechless. Like, I mean, I am still, struggling to find those words to explain how wholesome it really was. So thank you so much. And before we end the session, I'd like to say, never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has. And yes, just the way you all heard Adi's story and Ayushi's story, and there are many more stories, you too can make your own story by coming and joining us. And yes, so it is your turn now to make it your story and come up and share all of it with all of your colleagues and your friends. Yes, so before we end the session, we have a small culture at UNI where we affirm people for whatever good they do. Okay, so affirmations to each and every one of you all present here. Affirmations to all of you all for being so interactive. Like throughout the session, the chat box was literally popping, and the way you all answered to each and every how did I go from this to this, and not just that, but also you all unmuted yourself, you kept your cameras on. Affirmations to each and every one of you all. You all really made us feel really welcomed. And yes, affirmations for all of you all for being so amazing.
Yeah, so for the last time, can I get some oohs and ahs quickly? Ekdam energetic wala. Okay, nice. So guys, do you have any questions? You can unmute yourself or type it in the chat box so that we can answer all your questions.
One thing I would really like to affirm, Ayushi, because she has been on her toes since the very beginning of this, and she has made this entire session possible for all of us. So yes, thank you. I would like to affirm you for that, Ayushi. You have done an amazing job. Yeah. So guys, y'all can ask any questions that y'all have.
Hello.
Yes.
Yes, Abhishek.
How exactly are we going to do this in online mode? Can you explain it?
Okay, so online mode, as in right now we're conducting our classes through Zoom, and also, I mean, it is dependent upon the center that you're applying for. So next year, if at all we have to say, we might go for a hybrid model wherein we'll also go for online sessions. Like on the Zoom, we have a wonderful team, a backend team who actually prepares lesson plans and all of those things for the kids. So you use those lesson plans and you meet the kids and you take your sessions in the breakout rooms with the kids. Yeah.
Okay.
Samar, can you please explain your question? I really didn't understand that.
Am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible, Samar. Go ahead.
Yeah, basically, I went to that application form website, and I can see there are many programs. And out of that, the first one was you and I teaching one. So I was just confirming we have to apply right then and there. Right? Okay.
Yeah, don't worry about the link aspect of it. We'll be sending across the links by mail on the Discord group and on your WhatsApp groups, so you can apply it from there. In case any one of y'all have any doubts regarding what you'll have to fill or anything, get in touch with your respective SORT council people, or get in touch with your SORT in charges, and they will get in touch with us. So don't need to worry about that. There is no doubt. We'll send the link on the group. So there'll be no confusion about where you have to apply exactly. Is that okay, Samad?
Yeah, thanks.
Awesome. Yeah. Venraj, not at all. You don't have to be an expert in English to be part of UNI. As a matter of fact, the amazing thing is that you will be trained as well. So it's like, you just need to know the basics of English, and as and when you go, you will be learning as well. Like Ayushi had mentioned that you learn from the kids, you will be learning in the process as you're volunteering. So there's a certain score that you need to have when you're filling the application form. There'll be a test that you need to give. Once you cross that benchmark of the score, you are in, definitely. And then you will learn as you go. So don't need to worry about that. You don't need to be an expert in English at all.
Can we choose the subject? So regarding that, again, it depends on the center, right? Which center you apply. So in some centers, the requirement is only for English, and in some centers, the requirement is only for maths. So, and there are some centers where we run, the English and maths both. So again, it depends on the center which you are applying. And guys, it's fine. मतलब ऐसा कुछ expert होने की जरूरत नहीं है.
So you and I only teach English and maths to students, or other subjects also they are teaching?
See, mainly in Mumbai, currently, we are focusing on English and maths, but we do teach other subjects on a need-to-need basis. So we are in touch with the students. So imagine, like, let's take a case that, the kid has to give a board exam this year, and they need to learn science for that. If they tell us that they need to do that, we will find somebody who will teach them that. So it's not necessarily that, we are stuck to a certain subject, or we are bound to a certain subject. Sorry, stuck is the wrong word. We are bound to a certain subject. It just depends upon the situation that arises and the need of that particular center that we decide exactly what we need to teach. So we do have a tuitions model as well. We have an English teaching curriculum, and we have a tuitions model. So in the tuition module, we teach them maths, science, and all other subjects that you could need basically for your entire curriculum.
Could we get your Discord group link?
No, it's not a Discord group. We are going to send it on the Vezetka Discord only.
Okay, yeah, fine.
Yeah, so don't worry about that. Links, don't worry. We are sending all the links.
So this organization is being run by the college students. It's been volunteered by most of the college students only.
Yes. So basically, the main head office is in Bangalore. So they have their team. Like Naina said, they create the curriculum and everything. They guide us, they lead us. But since we have mentioned in the beginning, it's a volunteer-driven organization. So most of it is led by college students like us only. So, all of us are college students. Like even in the introduction, they said we are pursuing some or another degree. I am from Wesert only. I'm the 4th year. So we all are college students only. Basically, it is mainly driven by college. And in college also, I would say particularly a lot of engineering colleges. So yeah, that is really a majority in terms of volunteering.
Can a single person teach more than one subject?
More than one subject to the same kid? Yes, there is a possibility. More than one subject to different kid would be a little difficult in terms of the time commitment, because there are a lot of things that we have restrictions since it's online. See, had it been offline, there was a higher possibility that it could be accomplished. But when it's online, we already have a lot of things. The device availability is one of the things that is a problem. So it really depends. I cannot really give a short answer about that. It really depends on a case-to-case basis again. So it's no generalized answer for it.
Yes, it is just 3 hours a week.
And one more thing, really important thing that I'd like to state is that it's not going to affect your college timings. It is around the college timings. Like I said, majority of us are college students. So the timings at UNI are also curated according to that, taking that into picture and taking that into the clarity so that nobody misses out on anything as such. No studies, nothing. So yes, don't worry about that at all. It's 3 hours and it will be according to the college timing. If there is any problem, sudden changes in the timetable also, we will do something. Don't worry about that. It definitely is attainable, Kaustubh, and trust me, once you start off with 3 hours a week, after a few months, you'll be like, can I take a little more? I need some more time for it. Yeah, trust me, that is I'll keep that in mind. You're going to definitely say that. Yeah, so we have volunteers. We have Kruti saying yes, she is also volunteering currently. So yeah, I think everybody who's volunteering will be able to relate to this, that they want more time. So yeah, don't worry about that. It will be 3 hours per week, and yep, it is definitely attainable and absolutely worth it. Do we have any other questions? Any other queries? If you all are not comfortable like putting it on the group chat, you all can always reach out to us. There is no problem as such. You can either send it to someone on PC Amper, or you can just go ahead and ask your SOT in charges or the SOT council members, and they'll relay the message to us, and we'll solve any doubts that you have at that point of time. Sounds good to everyone? Okay, great. Yeah, I guess then we are done.
You are doing such an initiative, but how can we have not able to recognize your organization before?
So, how have you not?
Can I answer that?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Hi, Ashish. So we have been growing because it takes an organization to reach a particular state. In the journey in the lab, we have been running this organization from 10 years now, and it has been growing from strength to strength, and we are already in 25 cities. We're planning to expand in 36 cities. It depends, no, you have not heard about a lot of things. That does not mean the impact is not there.
No, I'm not, you are getting this wrong, but you are doing such a good
so
thing.
I'm just saying,
More
like, you
people
know,
should know about your organization. I'm saying that.
True, right?
Yes.
I think that then you can help me here by spreading out the word and getting more people involved, because you have attended this organization and attended this workshop right now, and there are 84 people. Even if we get like good 10 people, there are going to be 840 people who will know about this organization. So I think the journey starts from you. About spreading the word. I can't do and do a tam jam and be like with a speaker in my city and start spreading the word, right? So if you can help me out here, I think that will then we can grow together from here.
So I can spread your awareness. So I can ask the teachers to come and volunteer the students.
Yeah, anyone can. It's just mostly college students is the crowd, but we also have aunties, uncles, very old aunties and uncles also, and we also have office professionals. So it depends here, who has the time and who has the bandwidth to do it, because everyone is going through their personal stuff. I can ask everyone to join compulsorily, but it also depends on what is your mental bandwidth at that point, if you're able to take this or not. So you can ask anyone to join. You can share this application link with anyone. It's just there's a process, right? Like the interview and all of that. If that gets sorted out, I think anyone can join this organization. Is there any branch of UNI in Pune? Yeah, we do have. So one is in Grace, it is very close to Symbiosis College, Viman Nagar, and the other one is like we are searching for one more, like we are expanding in Pune also. So I think we have one, two, and both are community centers. What is the financial source of UNI, like how they get money? Like every other NGO, we have partners, corporate partners, and also we do crowdfunding. So all of the volunteers here do raise for UNI. So there is an annual fundraising campaign, and there is a very small specific target, and we try to. Hi, thanks for informing your mom about that, about the meeting. Very too late now to inform about the meeting. But yeah, what was that? Yeah, that's it. Like that is how we get the money. And also what you can do is, right, if you want to understand more about like the financial stuff and all of that, I can give you like a good summary in 2 lines. But if you want to understand in detail, I think you should check the UNI website. There is an annual report section. So for all the years, whatever we have done, there is an annual report called link. Go through it and read about what we have done over the years and how we have grown like from like in the last 10 years. Yeah. Do you all have any other questions?
Trupti, I just want to add one thing about what Ashish had said. Can I do that?
Yeah, please.
Yeah. So Ashish, your question was, why people don't know about UNI. It is because, trust me, one of the main things is that we everything about UNI spreads through word of mouth. Okay. And that is one of the main sources of how people join us. Like if you ask UNI volunteers, most of them are going to say, yeah, one of my friend used to volunteer, because of which I got to know about what UNI is. And that's the power of word of mouth. So if you see anybody from the 3rd and the 4th year of our college, most of them know about UNI through word of mouth because others have spoken about it a lot. Once you join it, you will understand why you speak about it a lot. But yes, you do speak about it a lot. And what has happened in the past 2 years, we didn't have a workshop last year in college because of COVID. So the people who are currently in the 2nd year do not know anything about UNI. And word of mouth usually spreads when we are there physically together, right? That has not happened since over 1 year now. So it has not spread as effectively. And that is why this workshop has been so critical for us, because we need to restart that now. Even when we are in the online scenario, the word of mouth needs to continue. And that's now, like Trupti says, the onus on all of us to make sure that people get to know more about this and people can join us, not only to change somebody else's life, but also to change their own life. So yes, I hope that sufficiently answers your question, Ashish.
Yes, thank you.
Anytime. Yep, I think then we'll wind up the session since we are done with all the questions. If you all have any additional questions, you all can always reach out to any one of us. You can reach out to Ayushi in case you all want to directly speak to us. You all can take our numbers. There are a lot of volunteers in Vesit as well. You all can speak to them, ask about their experience, and you all can join the family. We'll be sending the registration links on the WhatsApp groups, on email, and on the Discord server. So keep your eyes out for that and just register, and we'll see you on the other side in the family.
So I need to just say that thank you for introducing such a great organization who is impacting many of the students' life, so they can create a great future for themselves. So the society will improve, because the root of problem of all is the education. So you are helping to grow the roots, so the tree will grow much better.
Now change that you to we. We all will be doing that.
Yes. Sure.
Thank you so much for your kind words. It really means a lot to us.
Thank you.
So
Okay, thank you so much, Effis, for joining us. I know you guys have exams tomorrow. All the best for that. Practicals mein achhe se karna. Don't be so stressed about it. And okay, so we'll be sending the links as Adi mentioned, and affirmations to Trupti, both the Sanjanas, Naina, and obviously Adi for creating such a wonderful PPT and conducting this workshop. So thank you so much, guys. And you all can leave if you want, guys.
Thank you everyone for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you.
So much, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Bye.